Go.
Good day, everyone. Today we're presenting the Manufacturing Managerial Analysis Been There Cafe, which focuses on coffee manufacturing. Together with my group mates, we are discussing the company overview, identify costs, calculate total cost, break-even analysis, scenario analysis, and deliverable. Next, please. First, we discuss about the company, Been There Cafe. One of the most consumer beverage in the world is coffee. Our coffee manufacturing name is Bean Dairy Cafe, and we manufacture third-party private label for our coffee product. We don't just sell coffee under our own name. We also help companies that sell coffee under their own brand. In our sustainable farming, once we harvest the cherries either hand picking or mechanical harvesting, it needs to undergo through process stage to extract the green beans such as a wet or wash dry or natural and honey or semi-wash processing. Next need to fermentation and drying that transforming the flavor and moisture of the beans. After drying, hulling remove parchment layer or preparing for roasting into aromatic and flavor pack, blending, grinding, and packaging. Our aim is to provide a consistent high quality product that our retail and wholesale customer can properly label and distribute. Next, please. Manufacturing coffee takes work for quality focused farm. It, it needs time, careful preparing, and hard work. We manufacture 340 grams whole bean and ground bean bags. To ensure quality, we have methods to look at things in different way: harvesting, processing, fermentation, drying, and hulling. Also, green beans intake, handling, sourcing, and processing. After that, we roast to develop flavor, grind for ground coffee, blend for an exact flavor quality. We support the customer brand with unique private label packaging and use sustainable qualities such as degassing valves, stand-up pouch that keep coffee fresh. Our wholesale price is $18 per unit. We distribute minimum order quantities with quality control to ensure origin and high standards. Next, please. Our fixed costs are the costs that remain same no matter how many coffee bags we manufacture. There are costs that our company has to pay in order to stay operation. We spend $60,000 annually on facility rent and utility. We also pay our key staff, admin staff, production, operation manager, and fixed amount every month. We which add up to $95,000. Preparation of $20,000 on our equipment is another large fixed cost because this equipment within cleaning, sorting, roasting, grinding, and packaging. This indicates how much is cost use equipment in the long run. We also add fixed costs like permit, insurance, compliance, over cost marketing. This total of $202 is annually in fixed expenses for us. Next, please. Our variable costs change based on how many units we manufacture. So these costs are higher as we make further 340 bags. The following costs pertain to every coffee bag. At 4.30 per unit, raw materials, usually coffee beans, are among the most variable prices. Cleaning and sorting, 0.15, roasting beans, electricity, 0.50, and ground beans grinding, 0.75, are manufacturing expenses. Packaging and seal cost, 1.10 per unit, labor at 0.90. For output-related manufacturing operation, our variable overhead, 0.35, are included. Our variable cost is 8.5 per bag when all the costs are considered. The next topic will be discussed by Miss Claret.
All right, so thank you. So today I'm gonna talk about the cost analysis. As she mentioned earlier, we'll have here the fixed cost and variable cost. So to summarize, the fixed cost is the production volume that do not change even if the company produces zero bags. So the cost must still be paid for 202,000, and for the variable cost, she mentioned earlier that it changed directly with the number of bags produced. So our total variable cost would be $8.5. And for every bag produced, the company spends $8.05 if 10,000 bags are produced. So it will be equivalent to 80,500. So based on our cost analysis, Binder Cafe has a contribution margin of $9.95 for contribution equal selling price variable cost. So the total would be $9.95 for each. And for the total cost function, so we use the formula of total cost equal fixed or the variable cost. So it costs 202,000 plus the 8.5 dollars that would be the um product produced or the bag. So the Q it is the number of bag produced. And for the estimated profit, so the company must sell approximately of 46,750. So it demonstrate that the company turns a profit once fixed expenses are paid. So overall, this analysis shows that the business has strong profit potential, but success depends on maintaining sufficient sales volumes and controlling production costs, especially raw materials. So for the total revenue, we'll have here the 450,000, and for the total variable cost, we'll have 201,250, and for the total contribution, it is the revenue less variable cost, so it costs 248,750. So for the estimated profit, we'll have here the 46,750. So therefore, effective cost management and sales strategy are critical to ensuring long-term profitability. And for the break-even analysis, this will be discussed by Miss Rachel. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Rachel, and I will be discussing the break-even analysis for Binder Cafe. This analysis helps us to determine how many bags must be sold to cover all costs and start generating for the profit. For the given data, our product is a 340-gram coffee bags, and the wholesale selling price per bag is $18, while the variable cost per bag is $8.05, and the total annual fixed costs are $202,000. Fixed costs include expenses like rent, salaries, equipment, depreciation, and marketing, while variable costs include materials, packaging, and electricity and labor. While the contribution margin, to calculate the contribution margin, we subtract the variable costs from the selling price. For $18 minus $8.05 equals $9.95 per bag. This means each bag contributes $9.95 toward covering fixed costs. And regarding the break even calculation, next slide, I think. To calculate the break even point, we divided total fixed cost by the contribution margin. And this 202,000 divided by 9.95 equals approximately 20,302 bags. This means the company must sell about 20,302 per bags year to cover all costs. And if the company sells below 20,302 2 bags, it will experience a loss, while the cells above worth of 20,302 bags, it will begin earning profit. After a break even, each additional bag sold generates $9.95 in the profit. And next slide will be discussed to Marjorie. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will discuss about the scenario analysis. So in this scenario analysis, we tested how changes in the key variables affect profitability and break-even performance. So in the first scenario, if sales decrease by 10% from 2,500 bags to 22,500 bags, since the contribution margin per bag remains $9.95 and fixed cost stays at $200,002, the total contribution falls significantly. As a contribution falls significantly, the profit decreases from $46,750 to $21,875. So, however, the break-even point does not change. However, the break-even point does not change because fixed costs and contribution margin per unit remain the same. So this shows that the profit is highly sensitive to changes in the sale volumes. Next slide, please. So in the second scenario, raw material cost increases by 20%. So this raises the variable cost per bag from $8.5 to $8.91, so which lowers the contribution margin from $9.95 to $9.9. So because contribution per unit decreases, the break-even point increases from 20,302 bags to approximately $22,222 bags. Even if we still sell 25,000 bags, profit drops to $25,250. So this demonstrates that the rising production costs directly reduce profitability and require higher sales to maintain the same earning level. So in overall, the analysis shows that the both sale volume and the raw cost material significantly impact financial performance. That cost increases also made the business riskier by raising the break-even point. So next slide, please. So this table compares how changes in sale volume, and raw material costs. So affected contribution margin, break-even point, and profitability. So it shows that the cost increases raise the break-even level, while sales decrease reduce profit without changing break-even. So next slide, please. So this is a graph show that the cost volume profit relationship to our Bean There Coffee manufacturing lab. So it combines the revenue line, the total cost line, the fixed cost line, and the break-even point at 20,302 units. So the first is the horizontal dash line, represent our fixed cost of $202,000. So these costs do not change with production. Even we produce 0 bags, we still need to pay rent, salaries, and equipment expenses. So that is why the total cost line does not start at 0. The business begins with a fixed cost that must be covered. So the next is the upward sloping blue line, which represents total cost. It follows the equation like total cost equals 202,000 plus 8.5 times quantity. So as production increases, total cost increases because every additional bag adds $8.5 in variable cost. So the slope of this line reflects the variable cost per unit. And then the green line represents revenue, which follows the equation. Revenue equals 18 times quantity. So it starts at 0 and increases faster than the total cost because the selling price of $18 is higher than the variable cost of $8.5. So the differences of $9.95 is the contribution margin per bag. Since the revenue grows faster than the total cost, the business becomes profitable after a certain point. So that point is the break-even point at 20,302 units. At this level, revenue equals total cost, meaning profit is zero. So below this point, the company operates at a loss. Above this point, the company earns profit. So next slide, please. So our conclusion is the CVP analysis confirms that the Bean There Cafe becomes profitable beyond 20,302 units where fixed costs are fully covered. So its strategic pricing, cost efficiency, and volume expansions are critical to sustain growth and maximizing profit. Thank you.